Good afternoon and welcome to More MTI. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be covering the Transformers Legacy United Chase in their police car form. In front of me, I have all the rescue bots we've gotten so far, which I'm just considering anything that's an emergency vehicle to be a rescue bot. I even have Barricade here because, even though he's a bad cop, he's still a cop, so he goes with everybody else whenever it comes to emergency vehicles. Yes. So, where did I put Chase? Here. No, you're not Chase. Let's see. You're not Chase. There's so many rescue cars around. Where did I put Chase? That's not a Chase. That's not a Chase. Oh no. Where's Chase? 1 second. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna put the Datsuns over here. And whatever you are. Oh, right. You're Minerva. Okay. And then that. And the ambulances. And there is that guy. Wait. Where did Chase go? That's super weird. I had Chase set up here. That's not him either. Huh. Cream, did you mess with him? Oh, here he is. How did you... the video's about you, Chase. What are you not doing in the center of my blind people problems? Oh my god. Okay, so we got Chase here with all of his, with all of the police and emergency vehicles we've gotten so far. And, yeah, so today we're going to do a nice little size comparison. You know what? I forgot to get Earthrise, Ratchet, but oh well. So let's go ahead and set the emergency vehicles kind of like space them off over here. Yeah, we can set them down over here for now. We'll do a nice little size comparison of all these emergency vehicles. Yay, emergency vehicle time. Okay, let's separate. You know what? We'll get out all the police cars first, and we'll compare him to the other police cars we've gotten so far. And then we'll compare him to the other emergency vehicles we've gotten so far. So let me put the fire trucks over here. There we go. Okay. All right. Here we go. We've got police vehicles. Got a nice little fleet of police vehicles. So what I have here is the Earthrise. You're not the Earthrise one. There's the Earthrise Datsun mold for that is either Barricade or Prowl. And then I have the Siege Datsun mold, and this is definitely Barricade. That's the only one in the Siege I got. And then I have over here is Chase in his Legacy United, and then I have Minerva in her Legacy Evolution. So let's do some size comparisons, and I'll compare Minerva and Chase together first. Boom. Yeah. They're actually about the same size, like height-wise. Wow, height-wise, length-wise, width-wise. Are you the same on width? Oh my, you're just slightly wider, but not by very much. That's surprising and pretty cool. Let's take a look at the Earthrise Datsun mold compared to Chase, and we've got the same length. The Datsun mold is slightly taller. I don't know what that was that just fell. What was that? Oh, that was your gun that I had stored underneath you. Okay, let's compare them. Let's take a look. Okay, wow, they're the same width and the same. They're so similar. I know that their colors are most likely different, but wow, they're all really well done. Let's see, even the Siege. The Siege is slightly longer, but that's it. They're all so close to one another. That's really cool. That's good job, Transformers engineers here. This is really amazing that you've been able to keep up with a standard size through so many years. This is pretty cool, and I really appreciate that. So let's move on and compare him to some emergency vehicles, and then we'll compare him to a person or a robot that is in the Legacy United wave. Okay, so Minerva's going over here too with the other police cars. My god, I almost have an entire police force. So let's bring out our emergency ambulances. We've got Medics and Ratchet. Ratchet, of course, being the Studio Series 86, and Medics, of course, being the Legacy Evolution based on the Skids mold. Here we go. Medics is slightly longer than this police car. I mean, it is a medical ambulance. Pardon me. And here we go. Yep. Width-wise, Medics is slightly wider than this police car, but not by very much. Height-wise, Medics has got it on the height, but Chase isn't doing too bad. It does work, as Medics seems to be more on the kin to one of those old hearse-style ambulances. Like, it's not really the best ambulance, but it is pretty neat. I'd give it a first aid vehicle kind of approach. Yeah, like a first aid Humvee. So let's take a look at Ratchet versus Chase here. And there we go, comparing the backs. There we are. And Ratchet, of course, is a lot longer because he is a Voyager class. And he definitely is much taller. But width-wise, they're the same again. Actually, Chase is a little wider than Ratchet. And that's kind of interesting. You'd think an ambulance mode would need a little more space in the back. So let's go ahead and put Ratchet and Medics off to the side, because, you know, I'm just enjoying playing with rescue vehicles. I love me some rescue vehicles. Now we have our Fire Marshal's vehicle, which is what Red Alert becomes. And here's a, let's bring out Inferno, and let's bring out Optimus Prime from Animated as our fire trucks. Optimus Prime from Animated is the least of the fire trucks. And by the way, I will be doing this again in February or March or April, whenever we get Omega Prime in, because, you know, I just enjoy comparing rescue vehicles together. So let's take a look at Inferno versus... What is that? Oh yeah, that's that gun from earlier. Okay, Inferno versus Chase. Chase is definitely a lot shorter than our Inferno. Width-wise, they are the same on the width. I'm loving that. Height-wise, Inferno's got it on Chase, but not by much. Not by much at all. I have to say, you know, that works out pretty well as a, you know, one of the fire trucks. It does just kind of blend well. That's really nice. Now let's take a look at him versus the Fire Marshal's car, which is Red Alert. And yeah, the Fire Marshal's car's got it a little longer, and now the width is the same. That's pretty nice. Of course, you know, this is a Fire Marshal that lives in Miami, because, you know, Miami Fire Marshals would totally have Lamborghinis. And now let's move over here to Optimus Prime in his fire truck. And there we go. We get a Optimus Prime is definitely longer than Chase, and there we go. Optimus Prime is wider than Chase. Optimus Prime would make one amazing fire truck if they gave us the rest of the fire truck. Arr! I want a leader class animated Optimus Prime, please, so I can get the rest of that fire truck. So let's set everything off to the side and finally, you know, really do kind of a review on Chase here. Now, here we go, and setting that guy there. There we are. All right, so Chase here in his vehicle mode is really nice. I do enjoy this vehicle mode, and as you've seen, it does compare well with the other ones. It seems like more of a hot rod version of a police car because of these pipes on the sides. And I like the swept back look that his emergency beacons have on the top, where they're not straight across like with Prowl or Barricade or Minerva. They're actually turned just slightly. And I do enjoy that. I think that is a nice little addition, and it reminds me of the animated Optimus Prime. The windshield for this guy is you know, kind of straight up and down, but very well done. I do enjoy it. I think that the textures they gave for the doors work out pretty well, and I do enjoy this hood with the vents on either side. Like, this guy's sculpt work for his vehicle mode is a lot better than the sculpt for other police car vehicle modes. Let's see. We just set one of the police cars over here, but we're going to use a Datsun, because the Datsun mold is the one everyone, you know, praises and appreciates. And I just go, eh. But let's take a look. Okay, so where the Datsun's got some really amazing, you know, curves and stuff in it, and some really nice edging. The thing is, though, most of the flat areas on the Datsun mold, except for the back windshield, are pretty flat. There's not much texture going on with these. There's just not much at all. And, you know, that's kind of a shame, because you would like it to be a bit more. And that's what Chase brings to the table. He's got etched in lights. This is a Ford Mustang for a police car. And you can tell by the front grill area, either that or I'm a mix between a Ford Mustang and a Dodge Charger, but I'm thinking more on the Mustang part because of that weird emblem in the center of that grill and how that grill spreads across the edges. Now, this front bumper sticks out a bit more, which I really appreciate for a police car because they do pit maneuvers and stuff like that, and they need a bumper to handle that. Where the Datsun mold here doesn't have such a bumper. This Datsun mold would be very, very bad at doing pit maneuvers. Oh, and this is injured prow. That's what this Datsun mold is. I can tell by the siege port right there in the extra sculpting. This is the injured prow from that Studio Series 86 set. So moving on over to you got little rear view mirrors for Chase here, and on the doors where the prow has very smooth doors that have the handle etched into them. This guy's doors they actually have siege ports on them, which is really, really interesting. And I appreciate that. I like how the vehicle mode for Chase has 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 siege ports on it. That's a lot more siege ports than I was expecting on a vehicle mode in Legacy United. It's just not really expected. And with his additional piece on the back here, his accessory, those siege ports increase by 3. And but you subtract 1, so you really just get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7. So yeah, 7 overall because 1 is filled. But that's really nice. And the texture work on this guy is just excellently done. I'm loving the sculpt. I'm loving these hubcaps. They're really nicely done. You can even feel the rivets on the hubcap. That's really cool. Now, the pipes that come out the sides right in front of the rear wheel, which are your unlocking mechanism, as we discussed in the Blind Farmers episode, come out very, very nicely. This is just a very smooth and sleek car. It's also got very little hollow space underneath it, where Barricade here has got this huge gap, or Prowl, I mean, it's got this huge gap in the middle at the front. And this thing isn't that. It's managed to utilize as much space as possible in the underside of the vehicle mode. And that has made for a very nice transformation, a very sturdy vehicle mode that feels heavy in the hand, where the Datsun mold feels a bit light in the front, but heavy in the back. Like this mold is more on the, can we actually balance it? Yeah, it's almost balanced, but then this mold is nigh impossible. I don't even know why I'm balancing things on my fingertip, but Anyway, so my final thoughts on Chase. Going over this vehicle mode and comparing it to the other modes around me, I have to say that I'm going to give Chase's vehicle mode a 10 out of 10. I think this is an excellent vehicle mode, and I've got no qualms with it. It's in scale with all the other ones. It's got some amazing sculpt work and stuff to it. So I gave the transformation a 9. I gave the robot mode an 8. I'm going to give the vehicle mode a 10. And, when you combine all those together, it's going to be coming out to be like an 8.99 roughly as an average for this guy. So yeah, overall rating on this guy, 9. I think this is an excellent transformer to add to your collection, especially if you intend to start collecting the Rescuebots, as I do. I'm hoping for some more fire trucks, and as we get more Rescuebots, definitely the fire brigade here will increase, because I think in 2025 we're supposed to get the fire truck, which I'm just excited about, because that means that whenever I do the Omega Prime video with the fire truck from, Optimus Prime fire truck, I'll also be able to bring you the Rescuebots fire truck. And we'll have so many more rescue vehicles to talk about here on this channel. How cool is that? I love me some rescue vehicles, and I love all of you people. Thank you so much for watching today's video or listening to today's video. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing and sharing. Every time you share, you go a long way to helping me raise awareness of the blind and the visually impaired. Thank you again, and I hope all of you have a wonderful day. Until next Prime, bye-bye for now.